And here you are in the middle of what was and what could be. And you're telling yourself that if you let go of the past, you'll be losing yourself in the process. When the fact that you're holding on to the past is the reason why you can't move forward. But you may end up losing yourself in the process because you're so fixated on things that you can't change that you forget you can change yourself any moment that you want. You don't know what to expect in the future because the unknown is just that, unknown. It's scary. You want to predict that everything will be okay, but why do you assume that everything could end up so poorly? What if it ends up better than what you've experienced so far? You just have to be open to it. You just have to allow life to happen for you. Take control. Take control of you. Take control of growth. I promise you, there's so much beauty on the other side of that. I've been searching for this feeling of home everywhere I go and in everyone I meet, never finding it. Home is in the sky, the trees, the oceans, the leaves, in plains and skyscrapers, at the top of hiked mountains and in undiscovered trails. Home is freedom, in living life as if it were ending tomorrow, as if today were the last day. I'm realizing at my core, I am the same as you. I'm just afraid to embrace it the way that you do. You remind me so much of myself in so many ways. I think that's what scares me the most. I'm afraid if I run towards this feeling, I'll be alone forever. There will always be the part of me that craves companionship. It just never feels quite right. Hey, just wanted to check in on you, see how you're doing. Is there anything weighing on you today? Is everything okay? Is there anything you want to share with me? I'm here. I just want to know why sometimes you forget to give yourself a little bit of love. I know you have so much of it for everyone around you, I know. Your heart is so big, and you're always giving in hopes that you receive. But I'm wondering, if you have all this energy to give other people, can you give a little bit to yourself today? Maybe just for a moment. I know you might feel in the moment that it's selfish because you're so used to giving outside of yourself, but maybe just for a moment, can you give to yourself? You're enough. You've always been enough. And you don't need someone else to tell you that, to believe it. What are you running from? What is the thing that you've been trying to avoid for so long that it feels like it chokes you up anytime you think about it? That you can't even think about it long enough for you to bear the pain that you feel in that thought? Is it a person? Is it a thing that you feel inside of you? Is it a circumstance, an experience that you've had in the past? And why do you let it suffocate you the way that you do? You are strong enough to face it, and yet you keep telling yourself that it is stronger than you. You created it. Your mind creates everything that you believe. Your mind creates everything that you see. Perception is everything, and yet you can't stop yourself long enough just to say, I'm strong enough to overcome this. Give yourself that, because I promise you it's there. That strength is there. I promise you that thing will not overwhelm you. It is there only to teach you a lesson, and until you face it, it will keep trying to get the best of you. Hey, I just wanted to check in on you today and see how you're doing. I love you, and I'm wondering how much pressure you've put on yourself recently to be a perfect human. And if it's okay, can we take a moment to extend some compassion and kindness to ourselves today? You can close your eyes. I am love. I am light. I am kindness. I am whole. I am full. I am strength. I am resilience. I am happiness. I am authenticity. I show up just as I am, always. I am enough, always. I don't need anyone or anything to feel whole. I am already myself. I hope this serves you today. Endings are a crazy thing. We feel the ending so much more than we feel the beginning. And I wonder why that is. It's almost like we identify more with the misery of an ending than we do with the beginning of happiness. It's easier to resonate with something negative because those emotions feel so powerful and overwhelming. They just encapsulate your whole mind, and it's almost like digging your way through a trench. But the crazy thing about those moments are the fact that that's how you grow, is by experiencing those negative things. You would not be the person you are today without them. And we can spend our lives resenting them, or we can spend our lives learning from them and realizing that they make us who we are. So you did it. You finally left. You finally moved on. But have you really? How many times have you had to stop yourself from reaching out to them? How many times have you thought about what they're doing, or who they're with, or if they're happy without you? How many times do you go about your day and just fantasize about the thought of them being there with you, doing exactly what you're doing, hand in hand? How many plans do you make with the thought of, oh, I hope, I might accidentally run into them, or I wonder if they're going to be here too? How many times do you think about them throughout the day, just in general, and wonder how they're feeling, how they're doing? When we let go and we move on, we have to let go of those feelings. We have to say they're no longer for us in a way that allows us to move on with our lives. Are you ready? How are you doing today? How are you doing this morning? How are you feeling? Are you okay? What have you been thinking about? How many times have you criticized yourself this morning? Have you told yourself anything positive? What did you think when you looked in the mirror? Are you okay? And if you're not, that's okay. We can sit here for a little bit with one another. You don't have to be alone. Take a deep breath in. Just sit here. Try to clear your mind. Try to let go of all of that heaviness just for one moment with me. Just relax. What do you feel? It's okay. Stay as long as you need to. You keep feeling like you're missing out on something, don't you? Because they left? But I think what you're not realizing is that they did you a favor. If it isn't a hell yes, it's a fuck no. If they wanted to, they would. As you're scrolling through these videos, you're starting to see a pattern in the messages that they're sending. It's trying to give you your worth back. They didn't take it from you. You've always had it. You just have to recognize it again. And why would you want someone in your life who can't see your value? What a miserable way to live, with a love that is halfway there. With someone who only wants part of you, not all of you. And all of you is incredible. You know that. Deep down, you know that. And when you're around someone who doesn't see your worth long enough, you start to question it yourself. This is your chance to be free. Find it again. I know you want to help them. I know you want to show up for them. I know you want to extend yourself out in hopes that they see your worth and value in the process. That they finally realize that you've been there all along, and they see you, truly see you, for all that you are. But I can promise you this: their growth is not going to happen on your timeline. The change is not going to happen in the moment that you want it or expect it, because they are who they are. Their beliefs come from their core. Their beliefs come from their heart. And as much as you want to extend yours out to them in hopes that you open them up, it's not possible. There's not enough love that you could give them to make them realize what you see. You cannot give them your eyes. You cannot give them your heart. You cannot give them your mind. It's yours to have. And maybe at the end of the day, what you're really doing is extending it out to someone else when you should be giving it to yourself.